Good morning. Good morning, good morning. All right. So we're just gonna make sure that this is going on, the discussion. And I know it's like 5 a.m. for some of you. So let's, all right, it's on. 5 a.m. We'll give everybody a minute or two to jot on this morning. I wish there was like rainbows in my background right now. Nothing I can do about it because I'm at the shop. Jen, you are up. Well, it was only negative like 8 today. So it was a drastic improvement from yesterday's negative whatever, 13, 14, 17. Good morning, Trisha. Oh, I was just saying I should have brought like rainbows to hang behind me and beads and glitter today because that's how I'm feeling. We're gonna talk about the chakras, and sometimes I have script stuff and I wrote some stuff out. Negative 13, she's on the east side. East side of Michigan. It's cold up here, but you know what? They always say like Wisconsin and Minnesota are even colder. So I'm just gonna pretend that this is warm. Good morning, Heather. You're over like on the west side of the country, aren't you? It's gonna be early for you. So, ooh, Melinda, I'm so glad you're on. This was a topic that I definitely wanted you to hear about, and the oils and kids that are coming up. Somebody's doing that one. Yeah, Heather's doing the real miracle morning. Oh, Heather's in the east on Philly. Oh, there are time zone then. I don't know why I thought you were in Arizona. Meh. Maybe that was a vision. Maybe that was a dream. All right, so the thing about the chakras, I was so excited as I was driving over to the shop because I'm kind of, it's like our internet's kind of frozen. Nobody really knows. But again, we like live in the middle of the woods, so it could just be the fact that it's 4 foot under in snow. So I came to the shop, and while I was driving, my car did not sound happy. I should have let that warm up a little bit longer. Maybe I should be. But I was thinking when I don't know, maybe even a year ago, I don't know if I could have told you what a chakra was. Good morning, Wendy. And a year ago, 2 years ago, you know, rainbow, anything wasn't really my bag. I was just like, meh, indifferent to it. But if you guys know anything about the chakras, they're associated with a color, and all those colors flow in the rainbow as well. So that's kind of the order. And I'm going to keep it really simple because I think that there are a lot of people on here who have never really heard of them or learned about them, and there's like a ton of chakra geniuses that can deep dive into this, but I'm going to keep it simple. And I like things that are connected. I like to thread things together. And when it comes to the chakras and oils, I needed like a common thread. And for a long time, I couldn't figure it out because somebody would be like, use that for that chakra. And I'm like, okay, I'm rolling with it. It feels good, I think, but I'm not sure why. So when we talk about the chakras, they're energy wheels in our body that start in the root, which is right around our pelvic bone. It's associated with the color red. Our next one is our sacral, just below our navel. That's going to be associated with the color orange. So if you guys are writing this down to try to keep, just write an awesome stick figure. I should have done that. Wonder if I can. Do a stick figure. Somebody needs to do a picture. And I should have brought one. So then we get up to the solar plexus. So that's below your sternum, in between your navel and your sternum. and that's going to be associated with the color yellow. And we're keeping this super basic, super simple. And then we're going to get into the heart chakra, which is in between your breastplates there, and the color is green. And then we get to your throat, that's blue, and then your third eye is associated with indigo, and then we do your crown, which is associated with violet. So you can see the progression of the colors of the rainbow. And the thing, even on my way here, I was like, I could script. I've got probably 15 hours of chakra training I could download on you guys. But I was like, no, throw it out. Weave this together as it comes. So the thing about the chakras is that we have had them. Since we're little, they started developing. And so this is something that we've carried with us until now. And what I love about the journey of discovering your own chakras or working in your chakras is that there are times that you will be taken back to your childhood and to that like inner innocent little person inside you. And even navigating these with my children, you know, there's the parenting categories. There's like the helicopter parent, the parent that you're like, where are you? Your kid has got knives and they're chopping down the park trees and mama's nowhere to be found, right? So there's a vast array of parenting styles, but all of those children learn so differently, so we parent so differently, and our chakras are all different. So I could never say, good morning, Amy. I could never say my root chakra is exactly the same as Amy's root chakra. You know, they're so individual, like fingerprints. So it's truly something that someone can help guide you, someone can help, you know, help you with tools, but it's so much more rewarding if you get into them yourself. So, and it's just bringing self-awareness and then self-love to yourself. And so I'm gonna match up some oils for your chakras. And you know, in the beginning, you might just have to trust that you're gonna try them and just see how you feel. And so here's the connection that I made. I was working with Jen with some energy sessions, and we were talking about chakras, and she was giving me some custom blends for me, right? She was working on my level. And I was like, how am I ever gonna keep all these bottles straight? And I had drawings and writings, and I just rainbowed everything. And so for me, the connection between the chakras and the essential oils came in the form of color. I've been very gifted to see color. And when you look, if you rainbow your oils, you know, all the way, put all your red caps, put all your brown, start with the brown caps, put your brown caps, and then do your red caps and your orange caps, green, you know, work through that rainbow. Yellow's in there, by the way. Work through that rainbow, and at the end, do those, you know, those purples and, you know, maybe the magenta stickers. But the thing that doTERRA allows us to connect our chakras to these branded oils is their bottle labeling. And if you rainbow your oils, it's not going to be exact, but it's going to be a brilliant guide that things like arbor vitae, frankincense, cedarwood, those are all brownish, rich red labels. Those are all really, really good for your red chakra. So I'm going to go through some of those, and you're going to notice if you have those bottles and you want to pull them out, that it's going to start to pull a rainbow pattern into the colors of the bottles. And this connection, I don't know if it was intentional, but this connection was key for me to really tapping in. So let's start at the root chakra, the one right your pelvic bone. And the thing about chakras is you give and receive through them. So it's energy flow that goes through our bodies, both giving and receiving. And so The root chakra is all about safety, security, feeling grounded, feeling connected, feeling earthed. Like really deep roots happen in the sacral chakra. And some brilliant oils would be arbor vitae, frankincense, cedar wood. So again, those rich colors. And then we get up into the sacral chakra. And the thing about the root chakra is that you have to start there because that affects all the other ones. They're all connected, but I have found if you don't feel truly safe, that it is hard to flow through the rest. And so that, you know, some physical things, get your feet outside. You guys should be walking barefoot, even in this snow, just to feel that sensation. The coldness is gonna constrict your muscles, which is just gonna give like the love hug on your lymphatic system, right? And we've hit on the lymph multiple times. So that's just one simple thing to go out barefoot and just feel those sensations, but it is going to help connect you and help ground you. So then we get into, you can also eat red foods. So just and focus on color. And one of my meditations, part of my meditation in my miracle morning, because I'm meditating for longer periods of time, is I will actually deep dive into colors. And when I'm focusing on a color, I will check into my chakra, but I will imagine the rich red ripe vine tomatoes that I grow in the summer, and I will imagine the deep Bulgarian grown red roses, and you can pull the energy of color into you for healing purposes, and it is brilliant. And so using those oils just helps solidify that connection. So when you get into your sacral, the one right below your navel, this is all about feeling. How do I feel about my root, right? And color is orange, and a lot of times I have found women who've given birth, zendocrine is a brilliant oil, and wild orange. Those are two really delicious oils. I got those both out. The other one, passion. Passion is a great, because this is also like the sex center of our bodies. And passion, but it can be sexual, or it can be just this passion of life and feeling like you want to go out there and share your gifts with the world. So it goes both ways. It's not just, these are so, the chakras in themselves are so colorful in all forms of life. So that's the feeling. Bathing is really good for the sacral chakra, showers. You know, this is the stem of the creativity. Let's see, oranges. We eat so much orange food and orange soup. This is a really awesome one to hit in the fall, right? Because there's pumpkins and like, I don't know if you guys are in Michigan, we love summer, don't get me wrong, but there is nothing like that first day of fall when you're like, oh yeah, sweaters and boots, and it's still 100 degrees, but that first leaf turned, and you get all of these pumpkins and gourds and corn. And like, if you align yourself with nature, she will take you through your chakras, through the seasons, no matter what hemisphere you live in. And that is the brilliant part, is in the middle of winter right now, you go outside, everything is brown, and there's a glowing green coniferous tree just shining brightly. It's all about your heart chakra. What a brilliant time for us to rest and focus in that color that we see. The other thing about color is if you see green, the opposite on the wheel is going to be red. Winter, slow down, come back home, ground. It's all interlaced. It's just brilliant. You don't even really have to think if you just follow her. Okay, so getting into the yellow. The yellow is our solar plexus. This is our powerhouse, our ego station. And when I say ego, ask yourself if you just got triggered thinking it was a bad thing, because ego can be good too. Ego is good too. So it's just when we come and we start navigating through things from our ego that we get out of alignment. We need to navigate deeper. Lime, when it comes to the solar plexus, I think lime is a universal oil that every single person needs to use there. The other one, elevation. Elevation is so good for the solar plexus. And if you guys got your hands on that beautiful oil, maybe the best oil I've ever had in my solar plexus. That one is so good. So this is our ego, and this is where we come out. Yes, people are love elevation. Diffuse it, and that's the thing, you can put them topically, but diffusing is going to give you the same, similar benefits too. You're going to get that oil absorption. So we've got your solar plexus. So then let's go up into your heart. Whew. Right? It's winter. We're focusing here. We just celebrated Christmas for those of celebrating our everybody's holidays really happen between Thanksgiving and the beginning of February, right? So if you look at global religions, and we're all having a piece of someone's new year, their birth of their God, the birth of their Christ, no matter where you are, it's all heart chakra focused, and there's lots of color. Lots and lots of color. And so when you get to your heart, and we sometimes feel heavy around this. A lot of people will feel heavy around these holidays. And so my favorite oil is forgive, because it's forgiving of everything, past circumstances, yourself, others, situations, whatever. Be gentle with your heart. And a lot of times we have to cleanse. So Jen's gonna hit on cleansing of the body, but you can cleanse energy too. And so I personally love cilantro, rosemary, marjoram. I love all of those, right? I'm looking at them right down here. All of those on my heart space. And it just feels gentle. The other thing, after I do forgive, and maybe I'm meditating or in the shower, I'm really being conscious of where my thoughts are going, I'll zip up with some helichrysum, because sometimes when we dig into our heart chakra, things just hurt. And helichrysum, and we've hit on it a bunch of times, it deserves its own book, manual, highlighted pedestal, all the oils on the heart. Yeah, you can't. The heart is, it's so good. It just takes the most amount of work sometimes. But if things hurt, zip up with helichrysum. Be gentle to yourself. But those are, and again, all those stickers are greenish, yellowish, greenish. And I'm not saying this is the absolute, because definitely, do I use patchouli on my heart sometimes? Yes, but it's purple. Yes. I'm just speaking to those who are just beginning. If you wanted more advanced chakra class, that can be later. So we're looking at the green. So we're moving up into the blue area, our throat chakra. And, I'm going to say this. Speaking of color change, we got ylang ylang right here. Ylang ylang basically goes on the heart and the throat. Ylang ylang, the whole, the chest. If there's a rib around that area, just loop it up with ylang ylang. If you guys have watched, I'm going to plug How We Source right here, because this oil nails that. Emily Wright was the one who did the Source to You, and when she was talking about harvesting ylang ylang, she goes, the flowers and the community and the people were just so full of joy. And that for me is what this is about, right? We're all connected. And the beautiful part of going out of our own region to collect these oils from these beautiful plants is to gather that positive energy, to bring home their bucket of love, and for us to give them our bucket of love. And so when you put ylang ylang on, you feel that inner like child giggle, and it is so good. So all the heart, all the throat, can't go wrong with ylang ylang. And then the throat, I personally love juniper berry, and then spearmint. So I always have a heart throat chakra blend that I use the Speaker's blend from Desiree's book. Here it is. And then Trisha's gonna get into this, but I'll pack a punch with some herbs too, because all the goodness. Now I need some crystals. I'm waiting for Jen's class to learn about the crystals. But make these blends. Cap, blue, throat. This was because I didn't know how to make this work, so I used the rainbow color coordinated all. All right, so we got the throat. We're looking at ylang ylang. Cypress, if you just feel like something is stuck. Maybe it's it could be either physical, mental, emotional. Something's stuck and you need things to flow. Cypress is the oil of flow. Cypress is really good to hit every chakra, actually. Okay, so then we're moving into the third eye. doTERRA looks a little purpley in color for this, which makes sense. It's kind of a mysterious indigo. However, my favorite oil, it used to be clary sage. I'd put some clary sage and I'd jump in the shower and I would just try to calm my senses. Now it's blue tansy, because blue tansy is like an energetic portal to your deepest self. It's so brilliant, and it's getting a highlight video because it is so good. It does a little staining, so I just use it on my third eye. Some other oils are gonna be clary sage, patchouli. I like geranium as well on my third eye. Immortelle. There's so many, you guys. These oils are so universal. So I'm gonna keep it simple, All right, so third eye, all about, so back to the throat. The throat chakra is really about speaking your truth, and you're speaking your authenticity and speaking clearly. But on the other side, remember we have a receiving. It's also, I listen, I'm hearing, I'm receiving. And so sometimes we forget that other side of it. And the heart chakra, to back up since I'm racing through these, is all about like, I love, I am love, and really being gentle. So I speak, I hear, I listen, and the third eye is I see. And so they have seed sounds, and these are they're so good, and then so the other thing when I'm working with my chakras that I'm gonna point out, and I don't know if this is something everybody does, but I take our wintergreen, because how we source this wintergreen, where it comes from now in Nepal, is delicious and chemically brilliant. And I just put 2 drops on my temples, and that's, it's pink, so we're still in like that pinkish purple color up here, and that's gonna really help with negative head talk and the noise. So it's gonna be like a protective, a barrier to kind of settle things. You could totally just make a diluted roller ball of wintergreen and carry it in your pocket all the time. Honestly, that would be awesome. And then we get up into our crown chakra. And there's 3 oils I really focus on the crown chakra. Number 1 is gonna be, 4 oils. Probably, I don't know. See, I could say 17, but we're gonna go down to 4. So number 1 is gonna be helichrysum. And 1 drop on the top of the crown. And like I said, this is, the soul stitches. And then rose, If you have the bottle of loose rose, you could do a drop. If not, you could do the roller and swipe it into, you know, your hairline and your scalp. Rose is the highest vibrational oil that doTERRA has. And so you feel like the body tingles when you put helichrysum and rose together. And then frankincense. Frankincense is really good meditative oil. And I like to tell people, if your source is of masculine, most people prefer helichrysum. If it's of the feminine, you could go for rose. Either one, whatever's your bag. Try them both. See what one you feel better with. The other thing is the Immortelle blend. When in doubt and you're like, I just want all of the oils, all of them. This has in it frankincense, sandalwood, myrrh, lavender, helichrysum, and rose. Powerhouse. So if you're like, I want one oil that hits every chakra, you could go for this, Immortelle. Or if you're like, I just need I need some cries. I'm at the stage where I just need to hit the tub, I need to oil up, and I need to cry it out. I would suggest Immortelle, lavender, and helichrysum. So helichrysum, lavender, and Immortelle. Those are my cries. I was like crying on the way here, and if you guys got on the call last night, the like Q&A, Jen shared a little bit of like menstruation emotion, and I was sobbing on my way. Melinda, I will. I was sobbing on the way over here, and I was like, oh my gosh, this feels so emotional. I feel so blessed to share these chakras, and the oils and color just connects everything in the world. And then I was like, when is the full moon? And I think it's the 1st, you know, so 3 days. So if you guys are feeling the effects of the full moon and you are on that menstruation cycle, you're not alone. You're okay. So, and it is good to get in the shower and cry it out right now versus taking it out and lashing it out somewhere. Just let it go in the shower, maybe at night, so you can sleep on the swollen eyes. All right, Melinda, can you recommend some books about using this method to heal after trauma and emotional? We will message you. I think when you first learn the chakras, and maybe Jen will, I don't know if Jen has that book. It's thicker. It's the Wheels of Life, I believe it's called. That's a very basic introduction to how you can connect your chakras. It's thick, but it's good because it's really well-rounded. And when it comes to the chakras, why I love them, it really forces the full body. Yep, the Wheels of Life. So I would start there, Melinda, with that book, and we can post a link on that because I think that's probably a universal suggestion by all the energy coaches too, just to begin. And then we can talk. You know, I know where you live. Oh, Jen, what? Totally self-promo. Share it. Post a link. Jenni said she wrote an ebook. $5.99. Okay, get that. Just so you guys know, if you don't know, Jen has been my energy coach and my chakra coach for at least a year. And that's the thing. It isn't something you have to do alone. You don't have to learn this stuff alone. And you don't have to experience them. So there are people like Jen who offer chakra coaching sessions to really get you off the ground. If you're like, I just want to rainbow my oils and float through this, I wouldn't suggest calling and booking one of those sessions. But if you want to do some deep work, call Jen. That's what I'm going to say, Melinda. If you're ready to do some deep work, call Jen. She gets in there. And that's the thing. There's a group of people who have a niche, who all work in this world. Mine is color, and Jen is going to speak on crystals. And there's so many tools. So it's just really putting yourself out there to connect with the people who can help you equip yourself with the tools, because you're going to be doing this This is your work, which is so awesome. All right, so rainbow your oils and just see how those feel and see if there's any of them that you're like, I like that. If you guys have specific questions on like, you know, how can you best support your throat chakra or, you know, your third eye, you know, we can write some more little tips and tricks. Good morning, Kendra. You're sleeping in today, Kendra. But if you guys have any more questions, I can stay on, oh, I did that in pretty good time. I can stay on a couple more minutes if you have questions, or I can, it's a promo sale for the new year. It's like having a self-guided session with me. What? I'm buying that. I'm totally buying that. That's a great idea. Oh no. Kendra, cleaning up dog messes. Uh-oh. I know I think everybody with holidays, they're like, I want a new puppy. And I'm just like, oh no. I don't think we're going down the puppy road again. So, all right. That's all I've got. Ooh, one more thing. I forgot because I took the cap off. Veveter, I'm going to hit on this. If you feel like you're floating around in the abyss and you don't know where to start, do the Frank and the Copaiba under your tongue every day, every morning, and then do Veveter on your tailbone, the base of your tailbone. Also, put this before and after you go to the chiropractor. Just a little spine tip there. Anyways, thanks, Jen. Ooh, Wendy said I did the miracle morning this morning. I love that. Oh, Wendy, you're now my new best friend. Because without Miracle Morning, I'd be floating in outer space right now. All right, have a good day. There is so much more training coming. It's awesome. See you guys.